Want my Amico. Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome to a new episode of the Gaming Chitchat Show, and this is going to be a very interesting video, a very special episode of the Gaming Chitchat Show podcast. And I'm making this as a highly requested video, a highly requested answer to a lot of people through the weeks, through the months, especially with everything recently going down, okay? Especially with everything recently going down and all the information and news. And you're gonna hear the facts from me. I don't know about wherever else you hear this kind of information from. It's all blogness. Remember the Jerky Boys when they used to talk to Sal Rosenberg and Frank Rizzo? They used to talk about blogness. Well, you're going to hear it from the true, I ain't going to lie out of my toot. Because there's a lot been going down with the Intellivision Amico. Now, I noticed, I'm going on the internets, and I'm going on YouTube, on the YouTubes. And I'm noticing every Tom, Dick, and Harry's making a video about this. There's literally people making videos about this that don't even know what the system is until like a few minutes ago. They're like, I gotta get on the bandwagon. I gotta get on the bandwagon. So, they're idiots. They're just clout chasers, you know what I mean? They just want to jump on the bandwagon of news. I mean, some of the people, people that look like they're taking a poop. I know who they are. And just a lot of other people, I'm going to tell you about what's been happening on the Marion J08 side of things. Now, I decided to do this video on the Gaming Chitchat Show because I had Tommy Tellerico and I had Intellivision on here before. I've had him on... Oh, what was the first one I had him on? It was, what was the other one on? Well, he was on the Pixel Corner, which is my audio podcast, but that was just a re-upload of the Gaming Chit-Chat Show in audio form. That's my Apple Spotify show. I had him on the Gaming Rewind, Retro Gaming Rewind. I actually had Tommy on one of the earliest YouTubers to have him on. And the funny thing of it was I knew who Tommy Tellerico was before Intellivision, before the Amico. I was a huge, fan of his music and all that, and I know my gaming people. So a lot of these people that you see associated with him, they just found out about him through Amico. That's fine, whatever. Now, those of you that know me know that I love video games, okay? I have over 12,000 games. I have 3 gaming rooms, okay? You want to talk about a gaming museum? I could start one. I've wrote, forums, I've wrote vlogs, whatever. I used to do game guides back in the day. I was one of the earliest on YouTube to do video gaming before it was cool. Let's Plays. I used to record my screen with a camcorder, okay? When everybody was claiming they did it first. I had channels before this one. I had channels doing gaming when YouTube was in beta. I used to get flagged left and right. So, I used to do early, like, retro hunting. We used to find Intellivisions. We used to find Colecos. We used to find Ataris. I still do that from time to time. I show a lot of stuff on Instagram now. So, when I found out about the Intellivision Amico in the early days, it was very exciting. I thought, this is something very cool. Hey, why not? I was the guy that was excited about the Ouya, excited about Web TV when it was first announced. Remember that thing with the keyboard? Any tech, I'm on board. The Steam Deck, first day reserve, boom, done. Supporter of the Evercade. I was one of the first, whatever you hear, there's these big idiots on YouTube that are covering the Evercade now, I was one of the very first talking with Blaze Entertainment. I brought the Evercade to YouTube, okay? I used to talk about the Evercade when it was first mentioned, okay? That I was so excited for this system. So, they're saying with the Amico. So, of course, Tommy approached me because he saw I was talking about it way before I even knew the association with him. For real. And he contacted me on Twitter, and I said, absolutely. You know, I've done interviews, and I used to do radio podcasting back in the day in college. Not a problem. So I brought him on, and I treated him like I would treat anybody else that treated me with respect, and he was very respectful to this day. See, I was brought up Italian-Irish. I treat people the way that they treat me. Whether there's something that goes along with it or a reason, it doesn't matter. If they treat me a certain way, I show them the respect and kindness back. All right? No matter what the intention is, no matter whatever. That's how I was born and raised. So I said, absolutely, come onto my platform and talk about the machine. You know, it was early in its days. And then I think a year or a couple months, whatever later, it was almost a year, I believe. It had gotten delayed originally. I had him on a second show. That was this show that you're watching now. And of course, the first time I had him on, there was no virus and everything going on. So the second time, of course, you know, we were talking about that and the setbacks and all that. And of course, everybody else was going through that as well. So we had a whole new show. And I said, well, you know what, Tommy? He said, let's do a refresh. I said, okay. I said, well, you know, let's do the refresh. Let's get all new questions, and I'll get more subscribers because there's a lot of people asking questions. We'll do it. I'll treat you the respect that you've been giving me. No problem. I cover everything. I don't care if it's... Hey, listen, I talk to Shuhei Yoshida from Sony all the time. I talk to Aaron Greenberg from Microsoft. I've had talks with Phil Spencer. I've been in the gaming industry in a long time. I've developed games. I've worked on soundtracks myself. I used to do game development in college. I like talking to people in the industry. You want to talk games? Come on. I remember we were doing the pre and post show, recording me and Tommy over Zoom, and we were just talking and talking. So it was nice. So I said, of course, come on. We'll talk about the Amico. And we did that. And that was the last interview. And here we are, whenever that was, you could go back and check. And here we are in 2022, and the Amico is still not out. Now listen, I'm a realistic, logical person. Okay? Now you know when you have your diehards out there, I'm not going to say any names, but when you have your diehards out there scratching their head, you know there's a problem. And I'm very transparent with the company, and I've talked to many of them, not just Tommy. And we've had these discussions. I mean, I took business in college. I mean, I'm no idiot. And I've been dealing with gaming since I was a child. I went through pretty much every launch. The Dreamcast, the GameCube, the Xboxes, all the PlayStations, the 3DSs, the Wii. I understand what happens, how it, you know... I've seen the little guys do it. I've seen Blaze Entertainment with the Evercade, the Ouya, the Atari VCS, which is actually out. Where's the Amico? You know? And they've had investors. They've had fundraisers. They've had campaigns. They've had the physical products. And now they're on Start Engine. Like doing it all over again. And you even got investors that are scratching their heads saying, huh? So I understand the frustration. I'm a realistic guy. I'm going to tell you like it is. And a lot of people are texting me, DMing me saying, well, Sean, aren't you upset that you got fooled? Let's just say if this thing never comes out. First of all, I didn't get fooled at all because I've been there, done that. Okay? I gave Tommy his platform. He was very kind to me. I was kind to him back. We're still good friends. No problem with the man. Okay? But I never pre-ordered the system. I was just going to wait for it to be out. Never put no money down. My guy at GameStop used to ask me all the time. I'm friends with like 6 managers in this whole tri-state area. Because they know about my channel. They know about my interviews. They used to say, man, but you didn't pre-order it. Oh, you must be getting a free one. I looked at him like, yeah, right. But they even used to say, oh, you're not getting one? I said, when the time comes, the reviews are out, I'll buy one. I'll buy everything. You know? Never put no money down. I never bought the physical products. The different packages, I don't have them. Did you ever see me show them off on my channel? Never invested any money like a lot of these foolish people that have YouTube channels. God bless them. That's their business. I heard their wives helped them out. Whatever. Hot Tub Mafia. But here on Murray and J08, I've been gaming a long time. I got systems that were never even produced. I got shit I bought from eBay. I got stuff I found at flea markets. I got rare imported systems. I got rare games. I got games that cost more than people's cars. I am going to be a smart buyer and wait for a product to come out. I'm going to be a smart buyer and wait for it to be ready. It's not going to go anywhere. So I have nothing to lose. Who I feel sorry for and upset if the Amico doesn't come out is the people that did. Now, and especially even more so than the people that just put $100 down or the people that purchased the games. That's why I had to read the fine print on them. Is the people that invested thousands of dollars. That's who I feel upset about, right? But that's a risk. It's like playing the stock market. It's like going to AC and putting money into a machine. What are you guaranteed? You knew the stakes. We're not going to cry over you. Right? You're a big boy. You know what you did. It's like Goodfellas. He's a big boy. He knows what you say. What you say? No, you didn't say. No, you did say. I heard. No. What'd you say? No, you said I'm funny. Funny how? What the fuck is so funny about me? Tell me. Tell me what's funny. No, you said it. You said I'm funny. How am I funny? What the fuck is so funny about me? So, they knew what they were getting into, right? But then you start seeing Star Engine, that Mr. Wonderful's project, and I think they're stagnant. They haven't got over 50-something thousand. If you look, we'll take a look here. If you look, here, 58,000. And it's been a while. It's been stagnant. They're trying to get to 5 million. I mean, that doesn't look good. I mean, and reasons to invest. We've seen all this. We've seen the videos. I've talked about all this with Tommy. They show you complicated versus simple. I that's the marketing. But here's what's interesting. I just want to say a couple things here. We're gonna jump back. Here's what I find interesting. A lot of people are saying this guy Chicken or this guy Duck or whatever his name is was saying about the Phil Adam was the vice president or whatever, or he was behind the Coleco Chameleon. I was the first. Matter of fact, I talked about that on a podcast way before he was CEO of Intellivision. When I knew that he was on the Intellivision team, I pointed that out. A lot of the stuff that a lot of YouTubers were claiming later on. Listen, I've been following this since the beginning. I know about the whole team, Nick Richards, John Alvarado, Phil Adam. So, I had pointed it out. I says, well, my God, he's behind the Coleco Chameleon. What the heck? Not a good look. Now, I've heard him on podcasts. For whatever reason, they're migrating to this one YouTuber now. I don't understand why. It's got a very small fan viewer base, so I'm not really sure what the word is that they're trying to get out. But he's got nowhere near the personality of Tommy. And he's hard to listen to because he's just, everything you ask him, he says, oh, you have to ask so-and-so that. No, you're the CEO. You're supposed to know all this. You're supposed to be in charge. They're supposed to say that. No, ask the CEO. You're not supposed to be the CEO. Tommy never did that. Say what you want about Tommy. He never did stuff like that. No, you have to ask so-and-so. No, you're the CEO. You can't just label yourself CEO and not answer any of these questions. You go on a bigger YouTube channel. You go on a channel that's going to make an impact. Not those goofs. And you're going to get some hard questions, and you're not going to be able to say that. So I guess that's why he wants to stay there on that channel. I don't know where they came from. But I've been covering Intellivision on here since the beginning. My viewers know that. And I welcomed Phil Adam to a conversation. And I could definitely get his attention if I wanted to by going through Tommy. But you know what? What are we going to talk about? That the new release date is coming? Listen, the system has to come out. Now, here's the next thing I wanted to talk about. This is also on their website here. Okay? This is also on their website. If you take a look. It talks about the team. Okay? It talks about the team. But you see here, if you go all the way to the bottom here. See, here he is, Phil Adam. There's Nick Richards. Now, you go to the bottom here. Sudesh Agarwal. I used to have a doctor named that, Sudesh Agarwal. I wonder if it's the same guy. It does look like him. Looks like Mark Siegel from Fox News. But anyway, this guy, they call him Mr. Mafia. Intellivision owes him a lot of money. He gave them a lot of money. And supposedly he wants like $100 for every Intellivision Amico. The listing states that the Intellivision hasn't generated any revenue since its inception back in 2018, and that the company is in a long-term debt to the tune of around $7.2 million. I heard it's like almost $8 million now. And a further short-term debt obligation of about another $1.2 million. Ouch. Okay, that's on Bling. And it talks about that here. But if you look here, it says, talks about that Sudesh. Intellivision's more unusual loan deals comes from the $810,000 owed to angel investment advisor Sudesh Agarwal. That's the guy that I just showed you, whose name is spelled multiple times in the SEC filing. The arrangement requires Intellivision to pay him $100 for each Amico console sold until its entire balance is paid off. Amico consoles were pre-sold for $249 through Intellivision's official website and third-party retailers such as GameStop. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to go a step further here. This is what upset me. And I had this conversation with Tommy. Again, transparent. Okay? Check this out. Real talk. I talked to a lot of managers at 4 or 5 different GameStops. I talked about this in my chillin' chat. You know what they said? They said, Sean, we get calls left. This was a couple weeks ago. We get calls left and right for canceling pre-orders for the Amico. You know what the Phil Adam just did? He's increasing the price of the games and the system. You know what that? Suicide. Boom. Dead. In Italian, we call that morta. Are you... I don't have a defense of that. That's shooting yourself in the foot when you're already injured. Now, I was in the area the other day, about 2 days ago, and I was talking to my buddy, and I was making sure that my pre-orders were in line for my games. And we were talking on my buddy's lunch break at GameStop. He said, Sean, everybody canceled their Amico pre-order at this store. I went about 45 minutes away to the one outside my mall. The guy told me the same thing. He said, we lost all our pre-orders. There's not one here in this store. Now, here's the thing. Now you got to think of it this way. Okay? You got to think of it this way. Okay? You got to think of it this way. Now, remember you're not watching this information from me from a hater. And listen, say what you want about them. They have a lot of truthful information. It's just that, the fanboys don't want to hear it. And I'm friends with some of them. And they make a lot of points that make sense. And if you got to think about it. You got to think of it this way. I'm clearing the air here. I'm calling it like I see it. Here's the thing. Even if the system comes out, now say that they get the system out at least for the backers, at least for the pre-ordered people, right? Okay. What about supporting the system? What about the servers staying on? What about games in development? Okay, you get the system out. Then what? What's your long-term plan? Say you have such a small user base of purchasers. So you're going to get developers to develop for this machine. I don't think so. I heard the leaderboards aren't even going to be ready. Notice they haven't come up with a release date yet, because you better damn well make sure that when you do, you make that release date. You can't dodge the bullet, Phil Adam. You can't dodge this question much longer. You got to come up. You're the CEO now. You can't ask somebody else that question. No, you're the CEO. You need to answer that question. What's the release date for the system? Enough with the chip shortage, okay? Evercade did it. Smaller companies did it. PlayStation 5s are in people's homes, no matter how hard they are to get. Xbox Series S's, Xbox Series X's, Switch OLEDs, they're in people's homes. Evercade Versus in people's homes. The Atari VCS, the Analog Pocket, the Playdate, the Steam Deck is coming out. The Steam Deck is in reviewers' hands. When is the Amico coming out? Enough already. I'm in the gaming industry. I'm a YouTuber. You think I like getting this question asked every single day? Oh, we know you're Tommy's friend. Dude. He was respectful to me. I invited him on 2 shows. He gave me information during the time. You got to ask the new guy now. You have to ask the CEO, Phil Adam. And you talk to him and it's like talking to a log. You don't think if the Amico was sitting on the shelf at my local GameStop and everybody was saying, oh man, it's awesome, I'm having a blast, I wouldn't get in my keys and get in my car, me and my wife, and we would go down the road here, whatever, and pick it up and bring it home in a flash? Or whatever games or whatever, currency to buy the games online? You don't think I would buy the store out? I just spent $300 the other day in the eShop. I just spent $400 the other day in the Steam library, getting ready for the Steam Deck. So, I mean, I'm calling a spade a spade. You know, I want my Amico. Remember that song? So, but again, that's the big question. Say it comes out. Say the Amico comes out. Is it going to be supported? It's like the Ouya when they shut the Ouya services down. And Stadia's already talking about, doing that. I mean, they're NFTs, so those physical products are paperweights. So by the time you do get the system, are they even going to work? And I don't even think that those games are going to be finished. Here's the other thing. What happened to the deep dives? I've asked this to Tommy, and I've asked this to Avocado. What happened to the deep dives? They just stopped. Isn't that a little suspicious? Don't you think that if they had something to show, they would be showing it? I don't know, man. I'm worried. I'm worried for the Amico fans. Hey, listen, I got everything here. I got a lot to play. The Evercade Versus now, they got the Amico collection on the Evercade, the Intellivision on the Evercade. There's like 100 games coming out this year for next gen. The Switch, I've been going crazy with my Switch. The Switch has so much family games. Now what they got the Switch Sports coming out now. So the Amico comes out, is it going to be supported is the question. Imagine they get it out to the backers and the pre-order people, and then it's like, well, that's it. Huh? Like now you're hearing from a lot of developers and they're like, well, no. Like that whole Dolphin Quest. Well, no, we're also making it for the Switch, and we're also making this for this. Oh, well, it's going to be exclusive because it's going to have this mode. See? They're covering their butts. They're covering their behinds. I just was on the Switch, and for like $10, you can get the Atari Recharged, Breakthrough, Centipede, Black Widow, Missile Command, Asteroids. They are a freaking blast. They're great. And they're cheap. They're handheld. And they look great on the OLED. And I'm having a blast with them. Hey, Atari's doing it. And they were smart. See, they know not everybody's buying a VCS. Okay, that's cool. Hats off to Atari, though. They put the VCS out, and they're putting their games on other platforms. I've had these talks with Intellivision before. Over a year ago, I said, you know, even worse comes to worse, if this doesn't pan out, all those games, you know, to be put to waste would be a shame. Wouldn't it be great to bring them at least to another platform or become a software company and release them on Switch in the eShop? Of course, they threw cold water on it because they didn't want to hear that. But I mean, look at Atari. And I know a lot of people that don't have, you know, a VCS. They're buying them on the eShop and they're loving them. It's just, it's thinking logically. And, you know, it's talking logic, thinking logically, not thinking like a wackadoo. That's all I got to say, guys. Listen, I know it was a lot. I know it was a lot to talk about. I had a lot on my chest. I've been wanting to get this out in a proper form. I talked about it a few days ago on my Chill and Chat stream briefly, but I wanted to address it correctly, and this is what I had to say, and this is where I stand. Hey, best of luck to you. I hope it's a freaking success. I really do. Why wouldn't I? Right? The best of luck to and all the hard workers over there. Hey, listen, the people working on, you know, whatever, the best to you. But it doesn't look good. And again, when you got your investors and diehards and they're looking grim, and, you know, I'm not talking about these bandwagoners that are making videos. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the real people that were involved from the beginning and YouTubers that have been sticking with this from the beginning. When they got sad grins, you know something's not right. And I feel bad for them. I really do. And hey, what happens, happens, right? Life moves on. But, you know, you learn from your mistakes. And if you invested or spent a lot of money in this project already, that's a shame. Take care, guys. I hope to see you again soon. And I hope to see you on more awesome episodes of Chillin' Chats. I really do.
Is the war cry of man, baby.
All right, guys.
Bunch
All right,
of
take care.
loser YouTubers, lonely, no lives. They feel like they're part of the family now. Because the clown pay attention to them. That little jump. That retro jump.